Hi, everyone, and welcome to this year's Upstream Student Strengths and Needs Survey Administration Training. My name is Aramani Coleman, and I am an associate researcher at Chapin Hall. We also want to acknowledge our partners, Building Changes and Southeast Network, as well as Rainier Beach High School, as working in collaboration to implement Upstream in King County this year. The purpose of today's training is to provide a brief overview of Upstream, to talk a bit about the Student Strengths and Needs Survey, and to provide some pertinent information about administering the survey this year. It is our hope that all those who are participating in today's training will feel more familiar with Upstream after the training, as well as the Student Strengths and Needs Survey, and have addressed any questions or concerns about survey administration this year. So what is the Upstream project? So Upstream is a school-based prevention initiative which is currently being implemented in collaboration with the Southeast Network, Rainier Beach High School, and Chapin Hall. The focus on this year's administration is on high school students between 9th and 12th grade. The aim of the intervention is to prevent and reduce youth homelessness and school dropout. This involves the early detection of students at risk and the connection of those students with necessary supports and services as soon as possible. It is also important to note that this model has been adapted from the Geelong Project, which is a successful prevention initiative that was developed in Australia. So why is the school adopting the Upstream project? Well, a significant number of youth and families are affected by homelessness throughout the country. In fact, 1 in 4 million students experience some form of homelessness in a year. 1 in 10 between the ages of 18 to 25 experienced homelessness in a given year. And we know that in King County, nearly 2,000 students are currently experiencing some form of housing instability and homelessness. Furthermore, school dropout is also a major concern, with nearly 1.2 million high school students dropping out of school each year. So we know that homelessness and educational outcomes are closely connected, and that students who are homeless are less likely to finish school, to complete their college education, and to pursue a career path that ultimately leads to economic advancement. We also know that youth who drop out of school are also more likely to become homeless and to face significant challenges exiting homelessness. Some students also face a greater risk for experiencing homelessness, and those students include students with less than a high school diploma, with an income of less than 24,000, racial and sexual minorities, as well as unmarried parenting youth. All of these different groups represent student populations that face a greater risk for youth homelessness. So what is the Student Strengths and Needs Survey? Well, it is a universal screening tool which has been designed to detect students at risk for homelessness, school dropout, or who are already experiencing homelessness. This information has also been used to learn more about a student body, their strengths, their needs, and also support the evaluation of the Upstream project. The Student Strengths and Needs Survey asks a series of questions related to a student's school experiences, their family life, their housing circumstances, self-perception, and mental health. And the survey typically takes around 10 to 15 minutes to complete. So what are some of the key factors or features of the Upstream project? Well, collaboration is one of the key factors as schools and community based partners such as Southeast Network work together to implement the model. We also value early identification. All students receive the universal screening tool and are identified based on their level of risk and connected with needed wraparound services and supports. Additionally, Chapin Hall collects and analyzes that data to measure program outcomes. And most importantly, equity is at the center of the work that we do. Upstream seeks to address the disproportionality that exists in populations experiencing homelessness so that those students on the margins can be identified and connected with supports as soon as possible. So, how is the Student Strengths and Needs survey used for early identification? To facilitate early identification, students are invited to complete the Student Strengths and Needs survey. Then Chapin Hall scores the surveys and provides a list of students who are identified as needing additional follow-up discussions and potential supports and referrals. The students' responses are kept completely confidential by the Chapin Hall team, and they are not shared with any other school or any other individuals or entities. So what roles do the school staff play? Well, the survey proctor reads the administration guide, which is provided by the upstream school lead. This guide includes a script and key steps that the proctor will take to administer the survey. This document also contains facts and troubleshooting tips. It is important that the survey proctor encourages students to complete the survey in a private location within their homes and to also close the browser at the completion of their survey. This is important to also note that students should be reminded that they cannot be helped with any questions and to do their best to respond to each of the questions and survey items. The survey proctor should also ensure that the survey link goes out to students, that it's working, and that the students who have opted out do not receive the link. Now, this list of students who have opted out will be provided by the upstream school lead. And the students may also choose not to participate in the survey and to use the survey time for other learning activities. Additionally, once students learn that their score might lead to a referral for additional supports and services, students are provided the option of identifying a trusted person to reach out to about the supports. Now, if this person if you are this person, the school asks that you will follow the instructions provided on how to engage students in these conversations and to assist with the warm handoff to the school social work staff. Now we'll talk about a few additional questions which some folks might have about the survey. So who should take the survey? All students are invited to complete the SSNS, except for students with severe cognitive disabilities. This reduces the risk of stigma and embarrassment and increases access to supports. As noted, some students will have opted out of the survey, and they will receive an advance notice about the survey administration and their decision to have opted out. They will also be provided with a list of students. Those individuals should not receive the survey link from the school or from the survey proctor. So just to clarify, you will receive a list of those students and they should not receive the survey link from the school or from you. Is the SSNS mandatory? No, the SSNS is completely voluntary. Students can opt not to take it, or they can start it and not complete it, and the survey will not be scored. Should Teachers reach out to parents and guardians about the SSNS. Well, the school will actually inform parents and guardians about the students taking the SSNS prior to administration. This will give parents enough time to opt their child out of the survey if they wish. Students who have been opted out should not, under any circumstances, be allowed to complete the SSNS. How long does the survey take? Again, the survey typically takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Students are under no time constraint, but they are encouraged to try to finish the survey within one sitting. When should the survey be administered? The school will inform school staff of the exact date on which the survey will be administered. The current administration date for Rainier Beach will be November 7th. Which web browsers and devices can be used for the survey? Students can use any web browser that they prefer. Students can also complete the survey on their individual school-issued computer or tablet. Can students resume the survey later if they have to stop before they are finished? Students should try their best to complete the survey in one sitting. However, if a student needs to stop working on the survey, they should close the browser they are working on and using to take the survey. If this student wants to re-enter the survey, they can reopen a new browser using the survey link and continue the existing survey. They should also re-enter their student ID to resume the survey. Thank you so much for your participation in today's training. We hope that this was helpful and appreciate your assistance with this important initiative. If you have any additional questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me at the information provided. Take care and happy administration.